Hello everyone, Tina here. I want to start a brand new save with you guys. I haven't started a new save since April last year, and that's currently my main save. So it's been a year, and I thought it was time, especially with all of the updates that have been happening and with all of the new additions and changes to the inventory and everything. I wanted to show you guys things along the way that I have learned in my time during No Man's Sky. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, here we go. We are on a hot planet. You can see that by the flame on the left bottom on your shield. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to immediately start collecting these blue crystals. Those are called dihydrogen crystals, and we will need those. Let's run into this cave because we do not want to want our shield to go down too much. You can see on the left bottom, it already went down a lot. And that is the one thing that keeps us from actually taking damage ourselves. This is our exosuit. They changed the inventory a little bit. On the top, this is our technology. On the bottom, you can see our cargo, so our inventory basically. We want to keep our life support stocked, and we also want our hazard protection, aka our shields, to protect us. Charge equipment with sodium, sodium nitrate, or ion batteries. Here is the life support, recharged with oxygen, life support gel, or dioxide. Certain things we can collect out in the wild, certain other things we can craft. This is the mining beam. Crucial, especially in the beginning. It is powered by carbon. We need to shoot plants and get some carbon and recharge the mining beam as we go. You can also see that the scanner is blinking. That's the next thing that we need to take care of. One of the first things I like doing is running into a cave and collecting cobalt. Even without scanning the items, we kind of can tell what the main source is that these crystals have, or these stones, stalagmites parts have. And so we're gonna go for some cobalt here. I mentioned earlier that we want to keep our shields nice and stocked up and recharged. This will help us do that as well. So cobalt is a good thing to start out with in order to survive. So let's collect a couple of these. Oh, and we got a geode. I'll tell you guys about that in a second. Ooh, and then we overheated our mining beam, but it will be just fine. Okay, cool. So we collected a little bit of cobalt. This is the dihydrogen that I showed you guys that we collected outside. This is a geode. So an unusually vibrant and potentially valuable lump of rock. So all you need to do is analyze it by pressing E, and we will have a little bit more cobalt in this case. All right, so now we have this over here, hazardous flora. Also has sodium, so let's go ahead and collect it. And we got some sodium in our pockets. Perfect. Really important starting things to collect. Sodium for our shields. There's oxygen for our life support. Here we also have sodium-rich plants. Whenever you see yellow, golden-looking plants, these are always on any planet sodium and will help you survive ultimately. Super important. Whenever you see them, collect them. There's also a blue one. This blue one is a deuterium-rich plant, and this one will give our exosuit a system boost. So basically what that means is you can fly up in the air a little bit more and longer, but you have to be careful because at some point it will say that Jetpack's power surge is fading, and then you only have whatever is left on the right bottom. So keep an eye out for that. Really, really important. I mentioned earlier that we want to keep our mining beam recharged, and we need carbon for that. So let's say we ran out of carbon and our mining beam is not working anymore. What do? So you can simply go back into the Minecraft days and you just literally punch a tree to get yourself some carbon. So even if you would ever run out, you can get yourself some carbon to recharge. Here we go. That was a big plant. 44. Beautiful. Unidentified material, a mineral, advanced mining laser required. So we can't do that one yet, but there is a couple stones down here that we can collect, so we will. Ferrite dust and carbon are crucial basic parts to craft, to collect stone and wood in any other game. In this case, to collect ferrite dust and also carbon. So we have a couple in our inventory. There's another one. Perfect. Let's look into our log. Our log will give us a primary and a secondary mission. Right now, we need to repair our multi-tool. Use ferrite dust to repair the scanner. Alright, perfect. We can do that. Let's go in our menu and it will say we need 75 ferrite dust. I just need 3 more. So let's look for... Oh, there's a couple of pebbles on the floor. Perfect. Collect those and we're good to go. Alright, so on the right side you can see gather ferrite dust is done. We've done it. Perfect. And let's repair it with our ferrite dust. Component is repaired. And we can use our scanner. Perfect. So, and how can you use your scanner? You can just activate it on PC. It's the C button. You can see, for example, there's another yellow plant, the sodium-rich plant with the Na symbol. There's another set of dihydrogen crystals. These right here. And I'll show you guys what we need these for in a second. But especially in the beginning, whenever you see them, collect them. They don't give you like that much, but there's a couple of them around, so in total they will give you a good chunk each time. Alright, we got that. And currently it's not too hot. I mean, technically it is, but not too hot, so our sheet levels aren't going down too much, so I'm pleased with that. There's another big rock that we can't go for. It kind of looks like a nose and an eye. Alright, so this world is completely procedurally generated, so no world looks like the other. This is a brand new world. We can collect these guys. Perfect. Okay, so what we want to do is also the game, the tutorial basically wants us to also make sure that our life support and hazard protection is filled up. So we're going to do that. We go here, sodium in here. Perfect. Here, oxygen in here. Perfect. Okay, so the first part of the tutorial is done. Awesome. Good job, everybody. Alright, so I told you guys we collected some cobalt earlier. A beginner tip, what you can do is use that cobalt in the ferrite dust to make some ion batteries. I'm gonna make like 5, 4, whatever I can make. 4 of these. We're gonna collect more ferrite dust on the way. But these are really helpful. They help you completely recharge your shield. And we also have life support gel, which we need dihydrogen jelly for, as you can see. And for the dihydrogen jelly, we need the dihydrogen that I showed you guys. So let's make 2 of these. Then we're gonna make some life support gel. If you press E, it will show you the tree of, you know, how you can make it. For example, dihydrogen to make this, and then these 2 to make that. Alright, there we go. These 2, even in my main safe, even in my safe that I have over, well, hundreds and hundreds of hours in, I have those ready to use always with me. Alright, we have a signal over there. That's apparently our Starship, so we're gonna go there. And what we should also do, and what will also help you guys, is if you go in here, so whenever you click in here, you can install technology, right? If you want to craft something, you can't do that in the technology area. You have to click onto the cargo area. It's our multi-tool, and we want to have the analysis visor. This is important for us, generally throughout the game always, but right now especially for us to be able to identify and scan things. So we need carbon nanotubes. Let's make those. And then we click over here. It will automatically detect that we have them in our inventory. And we can step out and use this guy over here in order to scan things. So you will be able to see that, for example, here, the plants that we have been collecting, we can scan and then it will give us more information. So there's no question mark on there anymore. But since we scanned it, now we will also be able to collect oxygen from these same plants. So let's collect some of this. We're gonna do the same thing with these rocks as we go. Units received. You also get discovery points, so basically money every time you discover something. Ooh. And depending on if there is like a variety, if it looks kind of different or is like a different type of mutation of the same stone or a plant, it might actually make you scan it again. All right, the stone gives us oxygen, this one gives us sodium, and so on. You can see it gives us extra things now as well. And again, let's scan the area. And on our way to the ship that it now detected, and collect some sodium. Our mining beam is again in need of recharging. So what we can do is either go in our inventory or open the bottom menu here and click on the recharge symbol, the battery symbol, and you can easily recharge your things from here as well. Select what you want to recharge it with, depending on what kind of recharging options you have. So here, for example, for the shield, I can use the ion battery and we'll be good. Alright, so like I said, on a normal save, the ion battery recharges your shield completely. And if you use sodium instead, which is absolutely possible as well, it will recharge it depending on how much you have to use. So if you don't have enough to fill it completely, it will only recharge that amount. Here we have one of those oxygen-rich plants that I showed you guys. You can scan these as well. And we're going to collect it. Give us a good amount of oxygen. Let's make our way over here. A lovely 60.8 degrees Celsius, that is. I'm not really the best at figuring out... Oh, ow! What temperature it is in Celsius versus Fahrenheit. All I know is that 28 degrees is 82 degrees, for example. So 82 Fahrenheit is 28 degrees Celsius. This here, this guy that just attacked us, you can use these plants to your advantage. So let's go down here into our menu to the left. Ah! Okay, all the way to the left. And then we're going to go here to toggle camera view. All right, which will bring us into first person mode, which I know a lot of you prefer to play in. And then we're going to sneak ourselves, sneak slowly here towards the plant. And if we're lucky, there we go. It will show us the E button. And we can collect 24 oxygen. We can also mine it. And it will give us additionally another 19 oxygen, which is huge, especially for the beginning of the game. We have a damaged machinery here, because those always have yummy things for us. Rusted metal will be interesting for us, so let's take that with. What does it give us? Nanites. Alright, so nanites. So far you've heard units received whenever we're scanning something. Units are our base currency in the game. Nanites are a secondary currency. Nanites are going to be important for technology, upgrades, and so on, including upgrading our ships or buying upgrades for example, our technologies that we have, for example, for the scanner or for the mining beam. Units are important to be able to buy material, ion batteries, and so on. So nanites are never a bad thing at all. Whenever you can get them, because they are not that easy to come by, especially in the beginning of the game. We are at our ship. Perfect. Welcome to our ship. And this is the Radiant Pillar. This is the same ship everybody else starts out with. It's kind of on fire, which basically starts the whole story. We need to figure out what we need to do. Let's get ourselves into the ship and see what we have to do. Iteration. Online. Atlas connection intermittent. Launch thrusters offline. Pulse engine offline. I find myself alone on a strange world, unequipped and in danger. I have no memory of how I got here, no sense of a before. But this ship at least seems to recognize me. The controls react to my touch, or at least to that of my exosuit. I am not dead yet, and this ship is a lifeline out of the stars. So let's read the log. See what it has to say. Log 4925A, unavailable, substituting data. Exosuit, connected. Suggestion, pilot should perform maintenance. Select desired repair path. What we want to do is repair our ship systems. Self-guided repair protocols initiated. Pulse engine critically damaged. So what is the pulse engine? Provides space and atmospheric flight propulsion. System is highly damaged and requires metal plating and a hermetic seal to repair. Alright. Let's get out of this menu. And the game will also tell us, hello there, repair your pulse engine. You need metal plating, please. Alright. So, what did we learn? We need to go into our inventory, and this is the place where we can create things. We're going to click into our inventory and go to metal plating because we do have the ferrite dust that we collected earlier already. Click on here and have the metal plating ready. Access our ship inventory, and since we are close to our ship, we can actually access the inventory of our ship as well. So we can go in here and say, alright, we have the metal plating to repair you. Okay, but what about the hermetic seal? Cannot repair, insufficient information. Alright, let's jump back into the ship. Help us. Iteration, a bunch of numbers. Functional. Starship critically damaged. Vital ingredients missing. Unable to synthesize required components. Pulse engine requires hermetic seal. Request assistance. Recommendation. Iteration comparison reveals hermetic seal is nearby. Salvage planetary chart from distress beacon cache. Okay. So, what we need to do is repair a pulse engine. In order to do that, we need to search the crash site for supplies. The crash site may contain the tools and materials needed to repair the starship, and if not, it may at least yield a few clues in order to find what we need. Okay, so you can see this little distress beacon signal over here. Let's go over there and see what we can do here. Iteration, a bunch of numbers. Hey, hello there. Oh, scenario, iteration, a bunch of numbers. T, deleted. Boundary separation failure likely. Vessel 16 emptied, caused sentinel intervention. Deliberate transfer. Analysis, fresh iteration generated. Anomaly containment prepared. Alright, let's press on broadcast. Oh. Broadcast received. Traveler anomaly detected. Anomaly is compliant. Position logged. System integrity scan initialized. A red light fills my vision. All I see is crimson. And then it fades. The color drains and the words that had seemed so clear seem to slip away. I peer inside the beacon's housing, as well as its distress broadcast unit. It contains a planetary chart. And it's gone. Alright, we got a planetary chart. Whenever you receive something, you can see it on the right top area. Got a planetary chart. So on the right side it says planetary chart discovered. Open the inventory to view the data. Highlight it and press E to plot the route. Let's do that. And we have received a signal and know where we need to go next. Alright, so we need to reach those marked coordinates. Let's look around here real quick. What do we have here? A couple of canisters. There's sodium in here. There's a damaged container. Let's see what you got. More rusted metal. I'll take that. Thank you very much. And we got some carbon in here. There's another damaged machinery. We like those. Those fluids, you can collect them. You can sell them, worst case. You can do that as well. Or you can just get rid of them. You can also refine them to get nanites, but the amount is so little that I personally don't really see the need to do that, but that is your decision. Okay, so now that's all we got here. We got these guys. We're gonna sell these. So why am I keeping the rusted metal? What is the reason for this? Well, something that you guys may not know yet, but rusted metal actually refines into ferrite dust. So I want to keep these basically, rusted metal is nothing but ferrite dust plus oxygen. It says it right here, handfuls of corroded metal. And so when we refine this, we will be able to get some ferrite, and we'll be able to use it for our advantage. And next thing we need to do is go over there to the coordinates, because it's broken and we need the hermetic seal, and we don't have the blueprint to do so. It's nowhere in this menu. So let's go and do that. A quick side note, whenever you go into your ship and you exit out of it, it will save your game. It says right here is restore point saved. Very important. Whenever you quickly need to save the game, you can do that here. There is no menu point in your menu to do that. One main go-to is always jumping in and then out of your ship to save the game.